Actually, that's one of the most important things because um, if I'm doing it, I usually forget to do it. And at the end, everybody asks for the link, and I'm like, what? The link? Yeah. So anyway, once again, hey, thanks for joining us. I'm Benson Medina. I'm the district learning facilitator. I used to be the trainer, but then I got upgraded. And then Naomi Masuno is a past district governor, and she works with me putting together all these learning programs. And then our friend Rich Proctor is also joining us, and uh, Rick is just Rich is just a very involved person in Rotary, and is going to help us with this little leadership presentation we're doing tonight. So basically, this is the first time we put together a leadership 101 course. We have what's called the District Leadership Academy, and you have to be a past club president to be part of that. That program, it's about 8-month long program. It's about once a month, and it's really designed to give you some leadership background so that if you wanted to assume a leadership position in the district, then you'd have the opportunity to do that. But we also felt like there was lots of opportunity to do basic leadership training, and then of course some more advanced leadership training above a level above the District Leadership Academy. But this is the first time that we've ever offered a leadership 101 course. So you're actually the first students that have ventured in to take it. And so in a few minutes, Naomi is going to basically kind of walk us through what's going to happen here over the next few months. But to get us started, why don't we take a few minutes and just have you, if you don't have your camera on, if you could turn it on and unmute yourself and just tell us a little bit about who you are, what club you're with, 30 to 60 seconds worth of something that's interesting about you. So Shannon, why don't we start with you?
Aloha, my name is Shana Kukila. Thank you, Vincent. I'm very new to Rotary. And actually, I have my husband with me. His name is Douglas Kukila.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
And we just got inducted together recently. So mahalo for having us. I'm also serving as the vice chair of the Hawaii County Committee on the Status of Women. And I'm a volunteer director with the League of Women Voters of Hawaii County. So I'm very happy to be here with you all tonight. Thank you. Oh, and South Hilo Rotary.
Yeah, but most of these guys are off my club, so that's kind of cool. Okay, well, thanks, Shannon. How's it, Doug? Rachel, why don't we start with you next?
Hi, thank you for allowing me to join this Leadership 101. I am a Lahaina Sunrise member, and a year ago, and going to be, I guess it's training to be president the next round. So looking to broaden my skills on that. Oh, and if you want to know anything about me, I love the water. I swim every day at Airport Beach, and I'm a diver. Thank you.
Very cool. Okay, Sherman, how about you?
Hey everyone, my name is Sherman. I'm the community service chair for Kala Sunrise. Sorry, I'm like super tired. I got off the plane of a 10-hour flight, and I just literally like half an hour ago, so I'm like super tired right now. I'm excited to meet everybody and yeah, just learn about leadership.
Okay, thank you very much. Hey Nancy, I can see you're driving. Can you say hello to us for a second?
Yeah, I'll say hello. I'm up. I just left. I had to drive someone from Hilo to the Kona airport. And then I'm going to hit Saddle Road pretty soon. So I'll try and stay connected as long as I can. And I can always get your melodical voices later on the recording. But I'm, of course, 37 years. I just re-added it in the Rotary Club of Hilo and going into district leadership. And I've become a lifer, as Benson says. and dedicated to the amazing, fantastic stuff that I get to be a part of because Rotary is so great. So I'm thrilled to have so many people in our district that are willing to commit and just do more for so much for our community here and then around the whole world. And I don't know any place else that you can do all of this. So I'm thrilled to have all of you and you incoming presidents. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. So help me help everybody. We're all going to be doing great as we move forward. And so anyway, I can hear you loud and clear. So I'll go back to listening and hopefully I can catch this whole thing. Thank you. Aloha.
Okay, Nancy, thanks a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
Summer, how about you?
Hi, everybody. My name is Summer Casimiro. I just recently joined Rotary. We all got in at the same time with Shanna and her husband. I do event planning, and then I just recently got my license for insurance to do life insurance. And then we are South Kilo Rotary.
Of course, awesome. Okay,
Happy to be here.
thank you, Summer. Tuesday, how about you?
Hi, sorry, I've been trying to troubleshoot my camera. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but
No worries.
my name is Tuesday Frias. Tuesday is my real name. I don't have a sister named Wednesday. We just joined. I joined along with Summer. She's my best friend. And I used to be a licensed general contractor and in Hilo. And I used to serve the board with the Hawaii Contractors Association. So I do have some background with, meetings and groups and everything, but I'm excited about Rotary and joining and looking forward to meeting more people, new people, and seeing where we can help in our community.
All right, right on, Tuesday. Woohoo, awesome. Okay, Kamali, you ready?
Yes, aloha everyone. I'm Kamaili Pulole Mitchell. I'm from Hilo. I joined Rotary along with Summer and Tuesday. Very new to this. I work at Office of Hawaiian Affairs in Public Policy for East Hawaii. And I'm excited to see and join and work with the community and all of you guys. I only hear great things. And Benson, he got him, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to be here. Mahalo.
Yeah, just full disclosure. So Kamali and I work together a lot. I'm on the head of the Native Hawaiian Chamber, and together we have been putting on these mayoral debates for the last 2 election cycles, and we're actually working on the next one right now, right, Kamali? Right on. Okay, Eva, I know you're there, Eva.
Hi.
And your picture.
Good evening, everyone. I'm driving. I have a short talk. My name is Eva Goyip. I'm the Rotary Club of Waikiki President 2024 to 2025. I'm a florist. So I create a lot of beautiful flowers and also part-time medical interpreter. So anybody need help, I can volunteer to help. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Eva.
Thank
All
you, Benson and Naomi.
Okay, really good. Kara, how about you? Want to introduce yourself? There's
Hey.
Kara.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kara England. I am the president for the Rotary Club of Kapolei. And what else were you wanting us to do other than to introduce yourself and where we?
Yeah, just whatever you want to say about yourself and.
Okay, and then I'm excited about this meeting. I mean, this series of classes.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
aloha.
Thank you, Kara. That's great. Okay, did we get everybody? I wanted to let Rich say a few words about himself and Naomi a few words so you can get used to listening to their voices, and then we'll get going. Go Go ahead, Rich.
Yes, Rich Proctor. I'm with the Rotary Club of Honolulu. Been a member of Rotary since I think 2006. Was president of the Rotary Club of Honolulu in 2020. Have had some experience as district treasurer, and I'm still the insurance liaison here for the district. And I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you as we move forward in this process.
Okay, Naomi.
Hey, Naomi Masuno, Rotary Club of West Honolulu. I am a banker by trade, worked 33 years at Bank of Hawaii. And when I found out about Rotary, well, first of all, I didn't want to join Rotary because it was a bunch of old guys, right, having lunch every week. And I didn't want to do that. But when you find out about Rotary and what it does, it's just amazing. And so for us to be able to work with you and talk about leadership, I mean, this is like a dream because we want to build skills in our district because we can do so much more. When you think about, you guys all do a lot of stuff for your community already, but if you could do more through Rotary, it's even 10 times more rewarding. Right, Benson? You, Benson, your turn.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to tell my wife something here. Okay, so just really quickly, I'm gonna give you a little overview about what you need as far as attitude to do leadership with volunteers, because there's leadership and there's leadership of volunteers, which is two totally different things, right? So if you're the manager of a business or you're in the military, or you have some position that you've attained where you basically can tell people what to do in business, then they basically have to do whatever they tell you. Nancy's nodding because she's like, yeah. But when you're a leader in a volunteer organization, they don't have to listen to you, right? They don't have to do what you say, right? They don't have to do anything that you want them to do. So to be an effective leader, it takes a lot more finesse to do it. It takes a lot more empathy. It takes a lot more listening so that you can seek to understand what people are trying to say. And I will tell you that as you progress through this, and you'll get better and better at it, what you'll learn to sort of accept is that there's all different types of people, not just in Rotary, but everywhere, right? And so to keep from driving yourself crazy, you just have to basically try to accept people for where they are, right? Because I mean, you'll be the president of your club, and Carol can probably tell you this because she's president of her club, that you'll do something and then people come up and say, well, I think you should do it this way or do it that way, or I don't agree with you and how you do it. So but then you just sort of take that in stride and you listen to them and say, well, hey, I really appreciate it. When any person tells me that, I always try to get them on a committee. I said, oh, wow. So you're really interested, right? Oh, good. So you'd be terrific for our community service chair. That's probably how Sherman got involved, right? He made a comment. Next thing he knows, he's community service chair. But during the sessions that we're going to do over the next few months, you're going to see a lot of things, hear a lot of things. Please ask questions. And it's really, I think the end result of this at the end of, I think January is our last session. What we want to end with is that I understand enough about myself and my own emotions to become a good leader of volunteers, because a lot of it is that, right? It's a lot of it is being able to keep your own emotions under check. I mean, I remember the first year that I was president, we had somebody in our club that just drove me nuts. Every night I'd go home and like, gosh, she could just get run over by a truck. But then what happened, it was really more about me than it was really about her, right? And as soon as I got to the point where I began to sort of accept her for where she was, and how I could respond to her, fabulous now. Now I think everybody needs somebody like that in their club. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Naomi, and she's going to kind of walk us through what we're going to do tonight and in the sessions beyond this. Okay,
Okay.
thanks, Naomi. Go ahead.
And I was trying to get Bridget's phone number because Bridget isn't on the Zoom yet. Yikes.
Oh.
So tonight we're going to be talking about well, basic things. So leadership styles, life balance. So Bridget is a doctor and she works with cancer survivor patients. And so she helps people balance their life because, you know, when you think about how much you can do for yourself, for your family, for your workplace, for your club, it's you got to be happy first. You take care of yourself first. So she's going to be talking about life balance and mental health wellness. And then we're going to break up into groups, small groups, and talk about some successes. But throughout the sessions that we have, we're flexible. So if there's something that you want to include, like public speaking or some Toastmasters skills, we can add that. We're very flexible. This is all about you and what you would like to get out of this session. So what we have planned, though, if it's okay with you, is talking about interpersonal relationships, being people-centric, working on relationships, emotional resilience, organizational skills, management skills, is more developing leadership styles and leadership skills to help you not only in Rotary, but maybe in your family life, because we all make decisions based on the things that are happening around you. So, oh, we're also going to work on a collaborative project. So what we'd like you to do is work in groups, small groups, and talk about something. So you decide what project you want to do. It could be maybe an international project. And so you research what country or what kind of needs there are, or maybe you're going to do a picnic for families. So it's just a fun exercise to work together, get to know people on this group, and kind of develop your leadership skill on planning something. And if you actually do it, then that's a bonus, because we're always looking for great ideas. So let me start my PowerPoint first. I'm going to talk about leadership skills. Okay, so here's my PowerPoint that I need to share screen. Okay. And then hopefully Bridget will get on the call and she could talk about life balance. But here we go. Okay, so we're talking about Rotary leadership and leadership in this context, because it's a little different from leadership at a business if you've got employees, right? So when you think about serving a leader, leadership, we want to get you some skills that you can use to make a difference in yourself, in your community, and around the globe, because that's what Rotary does. But you make decisions based on things that are happening. So like when you're driving, you got to make a decision based on other people, right? When you're at home, you make decisions on people in your household or in your club. When you make a decision, it's going to be sometimes what you experienced before. It's something that you may have learned, but sometimes it's just going to be that you weigh all the options and you make a decision. And usually you're not making it by yourself. You're making a decision based on who's around you, who's in this club, who's in your family. And then you make a decision, and it's the best decision based on what you know. And sometimes it's wrong because you maybe thought something was going to happen, but it's the being resilient to regroup and keep on going. And sometimes you just can't take it personally. So we'll talk about that. I think Benson's going to talk about being resilient. So using organizational skills to make these decisions. So there are two types of leadership styles. So today we're going to identify the different leadership styles and see how you can adapt them to different situations. So we hope that you can see the different styles and kind of think about what you would do in different situations. So so an example would be, if you have a toddler at home, the way that you handle the toddler is going to be different from a teenager, right? Or Carol, when you're talking to a group of homeless people or people who have issues, it's going to be a little different from how you talk to people in your club that are on the same page as you and they want to do the same thing as you. So your styles are going to be different. So when you look at transformational, that's when maybe you're doing a workshop and you want to inspire your group. This is transformational. You want them to be creative. So a servant leader is when you're looking at volunteers, people in your club, and they want to lead the club. Coaching, mentoring styles is when you're grooming someone. Maybe you want them to be on a committee, or you're teaching someone to do an event or activity. So that's a coaching and mentoring style. Affiliative or participant is when you want harmony. That's what we want the clubs to be. We want to have harmony and cooperation. But you know, that doesn't always happen. So sometimes there's a turning point when you look at who's involved and you want to motivate people. So you maybe want to be a pace setter. So raising the bar, the standards, and really charge people to do go beyond what they normally do and try and do more to be impactful. And then situational styles is when something's happening like an emergency. So you've got to make some decisions and act really quickly. So the two styles of leadership are power, something for themselves. They want to do it their way. And then the opposite side is a servant or service model where you have people in your club. They want to do things together. They want to help people. So the focus is on helping people with the servant leadership. So kind of when you have the Andy Griffith, oh, maybe this is older than some of you, but it's where people want to work together and they're really nice. And Andy Griffith was the one who tried to get people to work together. And then you have the other power side with the Prada lady. So she wants it all her way and she dictates. So those are the two different styles. And then how can you use those styles in different situations? Let's see. When you make a decision with a power person, a decision is going to be what's in it for me? You know, how much power can I get? You know, what is it going to do for me? But when you have a servant leader, the service leader is going to talk about what's important for the needs of everyone, and will it be harmful to anyone? How can we get people to work together? How can we be a cheerleader and facilitate and be a healer? So Rotary leaders are adjusting their behavior. Some people need more direction in your club. Some people may need coaching or encouragement, and some people need more freedom. So you just need to adjust to different ways. So now you can look at different styles, see how it relates to different situations, and then learn about how you can use those skills in your situations. So servant leadership with Rotary is the desire to serve. It's being humble, being attuned to people's needs, and growing and being ethical. So the advantage of the service model is that you don't always have all the answers, but that's where you bring in people around you to help you with those answers, to help you build consensus and share the leadership, share the successes of the clubs. So helping people is happiness, and happiness is something that we want you to have inside, but it all starts from you. So making sure that you take care of yourself, number one, health-wise, mental health-wise, balancing your life. That's how you can be better helping other people if you can help yourself first. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna stop sharing. And oh, Bridget isn't here yet. Okay, so any questions on leadership styles? Oh, and Benson had to leave. He had another meeting, so we lost Benson.
Can we please have these slides if possible, or okay?
Sure. We'll have a recording and we can share the slides with everyone. Thank you for asking. Let's see. So I'm gonna call Bridget now on the phone. So Rich, if you want to go into.
Yeah, we can begin and do the breakout rooms. Hopefully Bridget will join us before, well, in the next 15 minutes. Just a question. How many of you have felt that you've had some success in your life? Raise your hands. Come on. Everybody has to have had some success in their life doing something, right? Uh, you wouldn't be here if you hadn't had some success, because, you know, the reason you're here is because you want to help people. You've gotten to a certain point in your life where you think you can handle something a little differently. You want to maybe have make more friends. Maybe there's some business opportunities here, but it all has to do with how you see yourself as being successful in this situation. Nobody wants to come into Rotary and go, yeah, I'm just going to hang out for a couple of years and then I'm going to quit. That just doesn't work. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look into a little bit about what makes it, how do you define success in your world, either in your business or in your personal life? What does it look like to you? Now, giving you a couple examples from my side. I've been in the insurance, where I was in the insurance business, just recently retired. I was in the insurance business for about 50 years doing property and casualty work, mostly commercial in Honolulu, small broker. So I had a lot of clients, and success for me in my business life was, well, geez, getting a new client, making more money, getting a client back again. I remember when I was younger, maybe 40 years ago, I lost a very big account, and then they came back to me the year after saying, we really didn't appreciate you as much as we should have at the time, and would you like to come back? Would you like to take us on again? I was thrilled. I mean, this really made my day. I remember it. And then once I went, and then it was another one I lost and got back, and this was a really successful thing. Getting another client back that I had lost, I felt really good about it. Well, why did I feel that way? Well, if the money was some part of it. Feeling valued was another one. Um, you know, what's the purpose of what I'm doing? Well, is to serve others and have good relationships with them. And obviously, that was a success for me. One of the biggest successes that I had, and I'll share with you, was in Rotary, because the successes that you might see coming your way in Rotary are going to be a little bit different than what you would experience maybe personally or in your business life. And I was president of the Rotary Club of Honolulu in July of 2020. And as you may recall, in July of 2020, there wasn't a heck of a lot going on in the world right there. It was all shut down, and we had to change our whole format. We used to meet in the Royal Hawaiian, at the Royal Hawaiian, in the Monarch Room, and and now we're only on Zoom. How are we going to deal with this? And so it was thrown at me to help guide through this very different year that we had in Rotary. I found it in my life, and this will be different for everybody on the screen here. In my life, the essential elements for me in my definition, if you will, of success is that there are four aspects and elements, if you will, that really solidify my definition of success. One is commitment. For any kind of situation, being committed to it is what's important to me. Having it be a challenge for me is also important. Being in control, I'm somewhat of a controller. I think my children and my wife might say that about me. But more importantly, also connection. How do I connect with other people? So in the situation that I had in Rotary as a president in 2020 and 21 is I was committed to being president. Of course, I made that commitment to the club and to myself. It was certainly challenging to adapt for the things that came our way during that particular period. I had some control because I was running the meetings, on Zoom, which was totally new for everybody at the time. And at the same time, I was making connections with my membership. And as the change of command came along in July of 2021, and I stepped away, I was just blown away by how many members came up to me and said, you know what, this was really fantastic. You did a great job. You know, you kept us all together. It was as good as it could be, you know, in the moment. And I have to think that that is one of the best successes that I've achieved in my whole life. And what we're trying to do in this format is to help you to achieve that same level of success in Rotary, where you will have others come to you at some point in time and say, thanks for lending a hand. Boy, we couldn't have done it without you. And so, you know, think about the things in the past that has brought you success in your life. And everybody's had one, even you, Sherman, I could tell. You've had some success. Uh, and we're going to do a breakout room. I'm not sure if we can put all of you together in one room because we're going to run a little bit short on time. Naomi, what, do we want to do more than one room or do we want to just do one room? What do you think? You're muted.
Okay, so let's do 5 minutes of let's see, we've got okay, let's go with 3 rooms, small groups.
Okay, so here's the challenge in your group. And you can choose whoever you want to go first. So we're going to describe an event that you've had in your life where you've found a great deal of success, and then briefly tell people what was involved in those elements. What elements were involved in that really made it come home to you that, yeah, I did good. This was a challenge. This is something that I really feel proud of. And I'm happy it's one of the cornerstones, if you will, or one of the peak events in your life. So Naomi, can you break us out?
I could. I was wondering, do you want to do Bridget first, and then so people
Okay,
get
we can do
thinking
Bridget
about-
now. That's right, because hi Bridget, and hi Bridget. We'll do Bridget now, and then we'll do the breakout session after, and everybody can be thinking while Bridget's talking, but don't still pay attention to Bridget about those successful moments in your life. Okay.
Okay, so
Bridget, you're on.
Bridget is a MD. She's a doctor. She's internal medicine physician, and she's on Maui. She is the co-founder of the Maui Cancer Resources, and she's the medical director. So here's Bridget.
You're muted, Bridget.
Certainly, the events of the last 4 years have driven home in various ways the importance of mental health and staying balanced. And so that really means something different to every person. One thing that we all struggle with is overload, burnout, when we're not balanced. So it's critical that when we do something with intensity and focus, that we only do it in short bites. Why is that? Because the human brain takes 15 minutes to warm up. It has about 30 minutes of peak, and then it needs a cool down or it starts losing the ability to focus and correlate facts and such. That's why classes in universities and such like that are usually 45 minutes. And then you get a 15-minute break and then you go to the next one. It's actually a phenomena where the brain can only handle a certain amount. And when you push it beyond that, then you stay in an elevated level of stress, whether you're drinking more coffee or whatever to keep you focused and on task and whatever. And truly, the words of wisdom are to actually almost set a timer. You set your task, you set your timer, and you try and have portions of the day where you have limited interruptions so that your brain can get in that groove and really flow without a lot of resistance and interruptions and such like that. So that's a very important piece to staying balanced, because the brain has to have a small window to get more glucose, to rest, so it's not firing continuously. If not, you feel overloaded, things start falling through the cracks. So that's the mental component of it. And then there's the emotional component of it. It's all fine and good if we're doing just mental tasks, but there's always an emotional component. What does that mean? We might find joy in what we're doing, which is exhilarating and gives us more energy, but more often we find distractions or things that are interrupting us, and then we go into the fear-based thinking. I'm not going to get all this done. I'm going to forget something, et cetera, et cetera. So at that point, one strategy, again, is to pull back, give yourself literally, put your little timer on your phone, literally 15 minutes, have a cup of tea, and really look at what was the fear-based thought that got me derailed. And I've found that by addressing, I might not have the whole time to, in 15 minutes, to do the fear-based thought, but when you dive into that, then you really see the piece that has derailed you. And then you start to see patterns in that. And then you can go back to those patterns and say, oh God, you know, I really don't feel respected. Well, when did that start? How did that come about? What do I mean by that? You know, what emotions? And why is it eliciting all these emotions that are making me non-productive or unhappy and such like that? So I think what I do with particularly with cancer patients is I help them see where they're stuck, and I help them see why they became stuck. So a lot of times it's trauma from the past that looks similar to what they're going through now. They may not recognize that, but it's the emotional content from that trauma that's bled over to the current situation. So by looking at my own patterns, I can really see it more clearly for what it is, because back in the day, I didn't have the resources that when that traumatic event happened, but I now have resources, tremendous amount of resources and wisdom. And that is so much integral part of leadership, is this emotional intelligence. But it's not only for others, it's also for yourself. Does that make sense? Yeah. So when you're, so have a look at your day and look at how you mentally handle things and how you partition things off, and you may be brutally efficient, and you know, no problem, but a lot of times it's the emotional things that derail us and keep us from being happy, feeling successful, feeling peaceful. And then that is a ripple effect, you know, to those around us. So you may even want to just take a little reflection of today and find out what derailed you. When did this first come up? Is this a repeating pattern? And then how do we solve this? If you never have enough time, maybe I'm overcommitted. Well, why am I overcommitted? Is it a fear that I'm not going to be good enough? I'm not going to do enough? Is it, you know, so you get really down to those roots of why things happened. And then you can really say, wow, I see where that came from. And do I really need to keep repeating this? So those are just some thoughts for helping you really zero in. And these times that are particularly difficult, particularly demanding, and certainly you've got to have periods of rest where you can just let your brain process things. Because if you don't, then what happens is that it just keeps going, and these intrusive thoughts, well, I forgot that, I forgot this, I did this, I got that, But if you would even just give yourself a small amount of time to literally process, and it could just be, you know, having a cup of coffee and staring and just letting your brain kind of get into that daydreaming state where it allows itself to reset out of the fight, flight, or freeze and the drive and into a more healing parasympathetic where you can actually begin to start cross-linking. And I would also say, while we're on this topic, that sleep is critical. So when you go into REM sleep at night, you're actually taking those pieces and those emotional links and putting them together. That's why people have all these vivid dreams. So it's really important to start getting REM sleep and deep sleep, where the body completely can shut down and rest. And at that point in time, in stage 4 of sleep or deep sleep, you are able to flush the brain out of all its metabolic waste, and then it passes out the body. So it's critical that you stay well hydrated so that can occur. And don't drink a lot of alcohol 4 hours before, because the effects last that long. And although a good glass of wine can make you feel so relaxed and you can go to sleep, you'll notice that you're waking up 4 hours later and just like can't get back to sleep, the monkey mind. So one way of dealing with the monkey mind when you're awakened from a deep sleep is not to follow the thoughts. It's actually to go somewhere in your body and feel. So feeling shuts off thoughts. Did you know that? So that if you're awakened in the middle of the night, you can start feeling your left great toe and put all your awareness and feeling in that toe or that foot or that whatever. And you'll find the monkey mind will stop. And then you can start doing some relaxation therapy by bringing soothing feelings up through your feet and soothing feelings in your heart, and maybe even gratitude that, good Lord, my body made it through another day, and look at my heart and look at all that this little body has accomplished. And those feelings shut off the monkey mind and help you get into a more deep sleep, which we call a parasympathetic state, which is a state of healing.
I think there's a hand raised. Kara, you have a question?
I do. I'm taking a lot of your notes, Dr. Bridget. So the one thing I wanted to get the third of, when did it first come up? What's the pattern? And what did you say after that? What was the third piece?
Then you realize that, thank you very much, because this really is critical. When did it come up? What's the pattern? And what is the emotion that's evoked? Okay. And that can be reframed, because when the original, we'll call it trauma, there's trauma with a little t and there's trauma with a big T. All right. And when that happens, people in trauma work, what happens is that our brain freeze frames the worst of the trauma. And then we have emotions that arise from that. I wasn't good enough to get away. I couldn't save somebody. I couldn't save myself. I put my, I was stupid. I was what, blah, 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 blah. But when you actually view the event as a whole, and we don't go back into the nitty gritty nasty stuff, we look at the emotions that you're stuck in, and then you got out of that situation. And maybe you gained something from that. Maybe you gained wisdom. Maybe you gained knowledge. Maybe, if you'd had a different set of thoughts and feelings to choose from when that happened, it would have shifted the entire outcome for you emotionally. Okay. And this is the tremendous work that I find is so moving to help us not reproduce this sort of in a harmonic, because you can see these themes, these emotional themes come through your life. And once, good Lord, everybody wants to talk to me right now. Sorry. So I think it's it's really a huge skill set, and it gives you great emotional intelligence, because then you just don't reflexly act and perpetuate it.
Got it. Yeah.
So being a good leader, you see not only the actions and the repetitive emotional patterns of others, but you also then begin to see yours and how it can trigger other people. Or maybe when I see my own and I no longer have that fear-based thinking and I understand, then it makes me even a more effective leader, because then I can see where they're coming from, you know, what made them feel like, you know, I didn't do enough. I didn't do enough. Well, yeah, you did do enough. You did. Or maybe we didn't understand the assignment and it needed to be this, this, and this, but that's okay. Now, you know, just ask more questions. But I'm afraid to ask questions because I've always been made fun of. I'm stupid. So do you see where that emotional intelligence, once you start understanding this pattern, begin with yourself, then it can make you a heck of a leader. Very effective, well-loved.
And then also right under that, you said you need to give yourself rest. Let the brain processes things. Your brain needs to reset. Because your brain is in the fight or flight, freeze. And what was the third?
Fawn, F-A-W-N, F-A-W-N. Like you're fawning, you're people pleasing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and those are the 4 ways every creature on the planet does this when they're faced with not being safe. And there's another term and another thing in the way of looking at being balanced and being emotionally well. When do I not feel safe? Why am I not feeling safe? Because when we feel safe, Katie barred the door, there we go. You know, we're our best. But when we are not feeling safe, that's when all these defense mechanisms, I'm going to run away. I'm not going to do that assignment, or I'm going to procrastinate, or I'm going to fight you on that, or I'm just going to dissociate and pretend like it never happened. Or I'm going to, oh, what do you mean? Tell me this. Go, da, 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 da. Oh, how can I do this? Can I, da, 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 da. You know, the people pleasers that are over the top. You know, it's a defense mechanism.
Thanks,
right?
Bridget. So we learned a new word today, monkey brain.
Yeah.
But, you know, when we talk
Monkey
about
mind, that's right. The monkey brain, the monkey mind. It jumps from branch to branch.
When you talk about emotional intelligence, that's one of the key things that we will talk about, because that is so important, is emotional intelligence. And as a leader, we should be looking at how your people around you are reacting to the emotion of the time. But anybody
And
else
yourself and what you're putting out. Have you ever heard of the 538-55 rule?
No.
Okay. 5% of how people feel and react to you is what you actually, the words, I love you. The 38% is the energy that came behind there in your voice. So if I say, I love you, or if I say, I love you, and then the other is body language. So when everything is congruent, when the words match the tone, match the body language, then you're in good shape. But when it's not, and I know you can think of 15 or 20 examples right off the bat where things have been incongruous and you're not safe. You're not safe with that person.
Okay, thank you very much. And we're going to go into breakout rooms for 5 minutes. We're going to talk about successes. So thanks, Bridget. And maybe we'll have you back again to talk about that emotional intelligence. But thank you.
And thank you. And again, please accept my apologies. And Naomi, thank you so much for giving me a buzz. I look forward to seeing you guys. Aloha.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, Rich.
So we're going to break out and we'll make this quick because, you know, we're going to be out. We make a commitment to you to be done by 7:30. Just real briefly, give an example of a success and what made that a success for you and what was in play at that point in time. And then we'll do a little bit of sharing on the back end. Are we going to break out at all, Naomi, or are we going to do? I think we
break out 3 people per room.
Okay.
5 minutes. You want to go too? Rich?
Uh, their story, briefly, we just have a few minutes and then we're going to wrap it up. I heard a couple of stories in my room, and I'm not sure if you did, Naomi, or but we have a few minutes here to talk about that. And also I want to congratulate you all, those of you who hopefully shared, in giving us an example of what works for you, because part of that is becoming a leader. Leadership is an emotional thing. And when I am emotionally connected to whatever else I'm doing or whatever I want to project, I'm going to show up to you a lot stronger, and I will be, as Bridget said, more congruent in my actions going forward. And you'll get me, right? And I'll be better, and Rotary will be better for it as well. You want to say anything else? Anybody want to share before we?
Hi, it's Nancy. I missed about 10 miles or so of you. I'm on the Saddle Road and it was socked in, but I'm going to listen to the recording because I really enjoyed a lot of what Bridget had to say, and I want to hear more of that. And then I'm interested in what you said in the breakout sessions, because I totally understand that the better we handle not getting stressed, the better job we're able to do in everything in our life. So I want to get more tips on how to never stress. So thank you all for attending, though.
Shanna, you've got your hand up.
I just want to add to that. We need to also know what our definition of success is. Yeah. So
Yeah.
something that we talked about.
Right, that'll be different for everybody in their own life, and there's a process that one can go through to reach it. I'm not sure we'll have the time or the energy to do that here, but something to be thinking about between now and the next session. And Naomi, do you want to bring us home?
Sure, but I wanted to hear all the success stories because Kara has a really great success story that she just did something for people in Nepal that changed lives.
Oh,
Yeah, that was awesome. Okay, but we've got one more minute. Does somebody really want to share a success story? Okay, well, we can catch up later on, but thank you all for coming. And next time we're going to meet is September 19th, and we're going to talk about team building and design building. And then we'll talk more about the collaborative assignment. So the collaborative project is working in small groups to think about a project or international service project, a social, something for the district or so multi-clubs. And so this is just a exercise. You don't have to really do it. It's just an exercise to come together. But thank you everyone for being here, and have a good day. Have a good week. And thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you all. Thank you all. See you later. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rachel. You're going to be president next year?
Yeah, we're doing co-presidents right now. So Stephanie and Josh are our current presidents. And so I'll be with Sherry Mizuno. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So, the Wailuku Club is going to be Rachel Miyoshi.
Oh.
So you're going to be the Rachel tag team.
Oh my gosh, that's funny, right? There's so many Rachels out there in the world now.
Okay, you can start a Rachel club.
I think it's happening. Friends put us on the map. So there's this generation of Rachel when the name got popular because the moms watched Friends.
Oh, okay. Is that
like a generation gap? So I'm before Friends, so I'm at a different generation. Yeah. But yeah, this is exciting. I'm been in Rotary for just over a year. I joined right before the fire. and was able to continue participate even though I was sheltering on Oahu. And it's really nice to be back and do weekly meetings in person. So
You have an awesome club. You know, Ann Naisman, she was at Bank of Hawaii, so that I've known her for a long time. But what you folks are doing with Leah and the vocational project is just, oh my God, you guys are doing so much. It's just mind-boggling how, you know, what an impact you're making.
it's really amazing to be involved with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but good people in your club.
Yeah, we're pretty powerful. I look forward to we all have just we're such a eclectic group, and I think that's what makes it powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have a lot to learn, but I was honored when they asked me, to represent in the future. So yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope that you will get a lot from this, and you'll make these friends that you can call on anytime. So when you're president, or you're after you're president, you can you call on these people. They'll be there for you.
Which is really neat. We're all just kind of learning who is in this leadership 101. Is it possible to get like who's in the group so we can reach out to people that like may because my Kara and Tuesday was in my breakout group, and yeah, I'd like to follow up with them a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, because when we do the collaborative assignment, we're encouraging you to meet outside of this Zoom. So you
Okay.
can talk to each other about, the project, and then you find out, how you want to do your presentation. So I didn't say, but there is a presentation that you're going to make for like a 10-minute presentation on your thought process of why you chose that project, and how you're going to execute it. But it's virtual. You don't, I mean, imaginary. You don't have to really do it
That's
unless you
really
want to.
I know you had the plug at the very end and you said think about it. So I was trying to take notes, and I'm like, are you going to send out like an email with a little bit more details about the project, or is that part of this training is for us to
Figure
just
it out.
very vague and then make something of it? Is
Right.
that what you're doing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because it gets you to start talking to each other. How about this? How about that? So just a way to get together and meet people, and kind of get to know them a little bit better.
Okay. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. You're on Oahu, or?
On Oahu. West Honolulu is my club downtown, because I was working downtown at the time I joined the club. But I was with Bank of Hawaii 33 years. So that's, I know Anne.
Yeah.
Like Skeeter, I've known Skeeter because his mother and his parents are on Oahu.
Okay.
And so you just meet people all over a place, and you find these people are just so amazing. Leah is just amazing with her leadership, and Hard Bottle. That's a real famous name because Naino Thompson is a hard bottle. And she did the Rotary Means Business 2 years ago. So you just meet people all over the place, and you just bond with them because we have such great people in Rotary.
Yeah. Yeah. Givers, people, just see an issue and fix it.
Yep.
Doers, I guess, what
So-
that impresses me.
Yep. So we're gonna have pets in February, and so you're going to go to pets in Los Angeles.
Oh, I guess I need to follow that up with Stephanie and Josh.
Okay, so pets is president-elect training.
Right.
And it's February 21st, and the club should be paying all of the expenses for you. But that's where you're going to be with 500 other president-elects from 10 different districts. And so you get some ideas of what they're doing, and share share all kinds of ideas with them. So That's where you're going to bond with your classmates here, your classmates in District 5000, and also across the area for Southwest Pets. So it's a lot of fun.
Actually, yeah, I'm like, oh, I do know about that, but it just isn't on the forefront right now. But it's in my calendar, which is
Good,
cool.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's at the airport Marriott. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm from LA, so it's just kind of cool. I get to go back to my yeah.
So Nancy Cabral is the district governor-elect, so she'll be the one who's going to organize what we do at Pets and the kind of training that we have, and you're going to hear more from Nancy.
Okay.
And we want to really help all of you with whatever you need, whether it be well, leadership skills now, but Rotary knowledge. We're going to talk about maybe running a meeting, whatever you need.
Exactly.
Right, Nancy?
Hi.
Muted. Uh-oh. Okay, read lips. She's driving. Well, that's
Yeah.
a long drive, yeah, from Hilo to Kona.
Oh, yeah. About an hour and 45 minutes. So I got you just at the beginning, and then I could hear most of it. There was about a couple of different areas that got broken up, and then I got completely kicked off for about 10 miles. But yeah, no, Rachel, that's really exciting. And definitely between you and your other co-president, well, we want to have you in LA because it's really a great training session. And then that's my job, is to make sure you folks are really ready to be, president your year and carry on projects that your club wants to have, and just excite more people like you're excited. Is how much better we'll be if we had another 100 Rachels right there in your club that got excited and joined and got to where they could do things.
Yeah, exactly. That's so cool. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
There's a lot of support, so that makes a great success, knowing that there's a strong backing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's so much backing. Do not ever think that, first off, stuff happens and you can't get something done that you planned. Well, it really isn't brain surgery. We don't allow that at the meetings. So, the world will go on, and you just go ahead and keep moving forward to get everything done that you can. And, and nothing's going to happen if you don't make a deadline or don't do something. I mean, the deadlines that are important, you get hold of Naomi, like it means a grant money or something, and she can help you with all of that. There's so much support for every single thing you guys take on.
Yep. But I think going through the fire in Lahaina, you can take on anything.
Yeah.
Right?
It's been a journey. So yeah. Just coming out of the brain fog, really. So it's exciting to have a train of thought nowadays. Yeah.
Well, and then that's good that you're there, because that will help. Rotary's got a lot going on, and a lot of funding came in to try and help. So what we need is, Rachel, you to help say, this is how we need to help the people that are going through this fire, so we can help, families, individuals, workplaces, whatever it takes to help people get through that brain fog. Yes.
It's real. That's what I can say. It's real.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was at work like in February, and I was trying to add 21 plus 8, and I couldn't do it. And
Whoa.
10 seconds, and I could feel my mind like struggling with it. And then finally I looked at my manager. I'm like, yeah, that's 29. And he just kind of looked at me like, well, that's good. But I tell you, I couldn't.
Wow.
I really had a hard time functioning. It was really difficult to go back to work. And that was February. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And I watched myself, I could see myself struggling. I'm like, this is simple math. And like the outside of my body was looking in, but my mind couldn't do it. Yeah.
Well, that's recognizing that and admitting that and going, it's okay, because now I can know to rest and recover. And that's just all part of the recovery process, you know? So, you know, now you know it's 29. You can move forward after that one, right? You know?
I still had a job. He didn't let me go.
There
Yeah.
you go. That's what the blessing is there. That's a nice blessing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for us in the district, we really admire all of you, what you've gone through in Lahaina. And so that's why we're putting on that Zoom on the 31st. So we want to make sure that you know that the district is there to support all of you.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I got volunteered to speak. So
Oh,
31st, right? The
Right.
silent motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm meeting with our two presidents, Josh and Stephanie and Skeeter. So we'll come up with something that we can represent Lahaina for that. Yeah.
okay, great.
Yeah, awesome. No, you guys been very, very supportive. It's we're going, oh, what would be proper? We're going nowhere slowly, or we're going nowhere. It's painfully slow.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of people need help, and it's going to be a long haul of needing help.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm one of them. I'm just like, I'm so grateful that we can go get fresh food, because yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank you. I'm excited. Thank you for spending this extra time with me. Nice to share and hear from you as well.
Thank you.
All right.
Absolutely. Okay. Good night. See you folks again. Naomi, I fly out in the morning. I'm running into KTA to buy goodies to bring to Zone and everything, Mac nuts and stuff. So keep reminding me of when things are, because especially, you know, when my computer, I've got to reload everything into it and stuff. So help me remember all the Zoom meetings I'm supposed to attend. Thank you for till I get reloaded. Okay.
Hey, you got anything to put on the auction table from you that you want to get rid of? Artwork?
Oh, gosh. Probably when I get home tonight, pretty soon, I'll try and look around what I can put in there. Okay.
Yeah, just with your phone,
Okay.
take a picture.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. I'm sure I do.
Yep.
Okay.
I know
Will
you
do.
Okay.
I know. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. See you later. Thanks, Rachel. Good to meet you. We'll see more of you soon. Thank you. Aloha.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.